Floyd, you made 230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on. I ain't see I, R, or S in that ring taking no blows. And I'm supposed to send them, yep, you're supposed to send them their cut. That's the way it works. And what's so disappointing with me, Skip, Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your
Is Mayweather broke?
Are y'all new here?
Yeah. Is he bro? Yeah. He's bro.
Shannon Sharpe has long been one of the most outspoken critics of Floyd Mayweather's financial choices and the gap between his image and reality. Floyd has built his entire reputation around being rich. Money Mayweather. He constantly shows off his luxury lifestyle with photos of huge piles of cash, exotic cars, expensive watches, private jets, and massive homes. Recently, though, Shannon questioned Mayweather by asking what has happened to all that money and whether he even has much of it left. The questions Shannon raised were simple. If you are truly wealthy, why do you feel the need to constantly prove it? And why claim to be buying things that are actually beyond your budget?
Joe, what do you make of it?
No, I don't like it. Skip, the man has made over $500 million.
$500 million?
In his last 3 fights. You're 50-0. You said you want to retire at 50-0. You said this was the last. Skip, I watched him be talking to Stephen A. Says, I'm done. I ain't coming back for no amount of money. I'm done. Come on, man. Come on, Floyd. This should be beneath you.
If Floyd really has the amount of money he claims to have, there would be no reason to constantly show it off. Real wealth does not need to be proven every day. It is stable, private, and speaks for itself. But Shannon Sharpe has repeatedly argued that Floyd's flashy image does not match the facts. In his view, Mayweather's fortune seems to be built more on perception than on a solid financial reality. One of Shannon's biggest criticisms is the constant inconsistency. Mayweather portrays himself as financially untouchable, often talking about earning hundreds of millions and regularly displaying large amounts of cash. Then there is the other side of the story. Reports have claimed that Floyd owes millions in taxes to the IRS. There have also been claims about debt problems and even recent reports of him being detained in another country over gambling-related debts. These are not just random rumors. They are documented issues that have generated widespread discussion.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
And it took, it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money is gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your, your local host in the nightclub, because you need that action right now.
Floyd has reportedly faced issues with unpaid taxes and has even publicly asked for extensions to postpone certain payments. For someone who regularly claims to have unlimited wealth, that raises serious questions. The issue is not simply having debt, because many wealthy people borrow money at different times. The real concern is the contradiction. If you are constantly posting photos surrounded by stacks of cash and talking about how much you are worth, then why are tax authorities pursuing unpaid balances? That is the point Shannon Sharpe continues to highlight. If someone is truly as wealthy as they claim, paying taxes on time should not be a struggle. It reflects poor financial management and remains one of the biggest inconsistencies in Floyd's public story about money.
Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami, and many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro. As I've always said, it's hard to make money, but it's even harder to keep it. Floyd.
But the tax problems are not the only reason Shannon speaks out. Floyd has built his reputation around money and often talks about earning hundreds of millions throughout his career, but Shannon believes there is a sense of desperation behind some of his decisions. His exhibition fights have become a major example of that criticism. These bouts are often against lower-level opponents or even social media personalities where the main objective appears to be making more money rather than adding to his boxing legacy. It is no longer about proving anything inside the ring. It is about collecting another large paycheck. To Shannon, that is a warning sign. If you are truly financially secure, why do you keep stepping back into the ring, especially against opponents who are not considered a serious challenge?
Yes, you often say, you're just a guy with a job. I have a job, though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point.
I can make $200 million in 18 months. Because I want to. Because I want to come back and steal some more money. Is that okay with you?
It's fine.
Okay,
I enjoy watching your fights.
Okay.
Who might be next?
Floyd has been around boxing long enough to know when it is time to step away, but he continues to fight because Shannon believes the money is still a major factor. He feels Floyd is focused on keeping his image alive and convincing people that he is still at the top. It is not really about the competition anymore, but about staying in the spotlight. Shannon has repeatedly criticized this approach, arguing that it goes against the habits of people who build genuine wealth. Real wealth does not require constant approval from others. It does not need to be showcased every hour of every day. True financial success is not dependent on public praise or attention. Floyd has repeatedly placed himself in situations where the money comes and goes while his legacy sees little growth. Rather than using his influence to teach people how to create long-term financial security, he appears more focused on maintaining the image of a man who has it all, even though no one knows how long that image can realistically be sustained.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20.
Floyd's actions do not just frustrate Shannon, they have also drawn criticism from others across the boxing world. Many people involved in the sport have watched huge fortunes rise and fall and understand what it takes to build lasting financial security. Eddie Hearn has also questioned whether Floyd's financial situation matches the image he presents. According to Hearn, Floyd may not be as wealthy as he claims to be. Having spent years working behind the scenes of boxing, Hearn understands the business and the numbers involved. That is why his comments carry weight. He is not alone either. Joe Rogan has also shared concerns about Floyd's financial decisions. Rogan pointed to Mayweather's continued involvement in exhibition fights for large paychecks as something that does not reflect the behavior of someone who is completely financially secure. Floyd often speaks about having enormous wealth, yet continues taking part in fights that offer little competitive value.
Of boxing. Just
also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's planning for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not just boxing. But it's the drug of getting
Floyd continues to present a lifestyle of extreme wealth, but Shannon's argument is that much of it is built on appearances rather than reality. He believes Floyd is not living like someone who is completely secure for the rest of his life. One of the biggest reasons for the recent criticism came from Floyd's claim about buying luxury apartments in Manhattan. He posted on social media announcing that he had purchased several apartments in one of the most expensive locations in the world and suggested that the properties were now owned by him. However, that claim was later challenged and reported to be untrue. Floyd did not actually own the apartments, and the situation appeared to many people as another effort to strengthen his image as a major real estate investor, even though the facts did not support the story.
He was 84 and 0, right?
89, 90 and 0 before he lost.
89 and 0. Wow. So
Don't tell me about you the greatest fighter with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0. Chavez had 90.
Yeah.
He fight like what, 8 times a year.
Yeah, it's more to it than
whoever
that.
fought him. Whoever's in the ranking.
Well, I think it's all subjective.
Picking whoever you are, come on.
I think there are more metrics and more measurements.
This only fueled the growing belief that Floyd is more focused on looking wealthy than making sound financial decisions. For Shannon Sharpe, this situation perfectly reflects the concerns he has been raising for years. In his view, the issue is not the amount of money Floyd has, but the image he works so hard to project. Shannon believes Floyd is creating a version of success where he always appears to be winning and always seems completely in control. However, he argues that the facts often do not match the picture Floyd presents to the public.
Yeah. And I'm pointing like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do.
The problem is that Floyd's public image depends heavily on this story. He wants people to see him as an untouchable figure who has achieved everything and stays in the winner's circle, but as more attention is given to his financial questions, his disputed claims, and his need for constant validation, the more it creates the impression that his wealth is not as solid as it appears. Some people describe it as a fragile setup that could fall apart if the surface is scratched. When the image begins to weaken, it becomes harder to ignore. Floyd may want to be seen as the ultimate success story, But concerns continue to grow whether it is tax-related issues, questionable exhibition fights, or disputes over luxury property claims. The idea of Floyd Mayweather as the king of money does not look as stable as he wants the world to believe.
He's lying and fraud, and when you look into his paperwork, everybody say the paperwork's still into the person's name who owned it. So he going around fraud and taking false pictures.
Shannon Sharpe is not speaking out of jealousy or an attempt to bring anyone down. He simply says what he observes, and in his view Floyd Mayweather is someone who did not fully use his opportunity. Shannon believes Floyd could have been a strong example of how to turn success in boxing into long-term financial independence. He could have used his platform to teach others how to build wealth, invest smartly, and create something lasting. Instead, Shannon argues Floyd has remained focused on flashy displays and short-term earnings. In his opinion, Floyd had the chance to build a legacy beyond the ring, but chose to build a brand around money that now feels less solid over time. That is what Shannon sees as the real loss, not that Floyd is not wealthy, but that he could have achieved far more meaningful and lasting success with everything he earned.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing. What Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know.
The criticism surrounding Floyd Mayweather's financial life has been growing louder and coming from unexpected voices. Stephen A. Smith, who has long shown respect for Mayweather, recently expressed strong disappointment during a live ESPN broadcast. He said he was deeply let down by one of his favorite fighters, referring to Floyd as a brother. His comments were not made for attention, but came from concern and genuine confusion about Floyd's situation. He questioned whether Floyd's expenses are so high that his money is quickly disappearing. In a blunt remark, he suggested that if you contact Floyd now, he might even be hosting events at nightclubs to stay active and earn money. The moment stood out because it showed more than criticism. Stephen A. Smith was speaking as someone who has watched Floyd rise to the top and is now questioning whether his current path reflects a decline he may not fully recognize.
To late 40s now, still fighting with these random people in random places.
Yeah.
For 5 million here, 10 million there.
No, he's just a big spender. You can't spend like that, you know? Like,
this guy has a lot of chains.
So many chains, bro. Chains, that's a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
Get yourself some.
Adding to the controversy, Floyd Mayweather's luxury lifestyle keeps attracting public attention. During Super Bowl weekend in Las Vegas in 2024, he reportedly spent more than $1 million on a high-end suite at Allegiant Stadium and also made major betting wagers on the game. While this kind of spending matches the image he has built over the years, it has also raised questions about his financial choices and whether this level of spending is sustainable. Critics from different parts of the sports world have pointed to this pattern and expressed doubt about the claims surrounding his wealth. Although Floyd continues to present himself as extremely successful and financially unstoppable, the ongoing disputes and lack of clear proof behind some of these claims have led others to question how solid his financial situation really is.
Which is why I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather's legacy as one of the greatest fighters of his era is now facing more scrutiny than ever before. The discussion is no longer only about the level of opponents he fought or avoided, but also about what his life represents outside the ring. Some people see him as an example of how ego, heavy spending, and ongoing controversies can affect more than just finances. The debate has moved beyond money alone. It now includes questions about value, relevance, honesty, and long-term legacy. And in the eyes of critics, these are the areas where Mayweather appears to be losing ground over time, even though his name continues to attract attention in the media.
You're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharpe's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate...
James Toney, a fighter known for his toughness and old-school mentality, has openly said that Floyd Mayweather is not the greatest ever. In his view, it was not an insult, but a different perspective based on experience. Toney comes from an era where fighters regularly faced the toughest opponents at their peak without avoiding danger to protect their record. From that point of view, he believes Floyd's career followed a different approach. Instead of always fighting the most dangerous names at their prime, he sees Floyd as someone who made careful timing decisions and used strategy and promotion to maximize results and safety. He points out that fighters like Julio Cesar Chavez were not part of Floyd's path, and that names such as Shane Mosley, Oscar de la Hoya, and Miguel Cotto met Floyd later in their careers. In his opinion, Floyd built an undefeated record, but did so in a way that kept it carefully protected throughout his career.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20.
When fighters like Tony make these comments, it strikes a nerve for many fans because it is not seen as jealousy. His legacy does not depend on Floyd Mayweather's approval. He fought top-level opponents and proved himself in a very tough era. From his perspective, it is not about hate but about boxing knowledge and calling out what he sees as a carefully managed image rather than pure competition. Some critics also connect this to how boxing has evolved into more entertainment-driven events, including social media fighters and exhibition-style matches. The debate is no longer only about Floyd's past career, but also about what he is doing today and why. His continued exhibition fights, along with attention-grabbing promotions and public appearances, have led some people to question his motives. While Floyd often says he is choosing to fight for fun rather than money, critics still ask why someone who constantly claims extreme wealth continues to stay active in this way, and whether the image matches the reality.
Right,
I came up under the best.
Yeah, this has all been a very smart marketing play. I get that. I mean, I went down to see your mate Conor McGregor fight Floyd Mayweather, and it was a fascinating thing to watch. I never actually thought he could beat Floyd Mayweather, but
he did great.
But for a few rounds, he went toe-to-toe with him, and it was really interesting to watch.
He did really
and it was a massive success.
Because that is the question many people are quietly asking: is Floyd Mayweather really as wealthy as he claims, or is the money more of an image that helps keep everything looking stable? Joe Rogan also addressed this on his podcast, where he talked about Floyd's spending habits, including expensive watches, and the strong effort to maintain a billionaire lifestyle. He suggested that a lifestyle like that requires a constant flow of income because it does not slow down on its own. This is why some people believe Floyd keeps taking low-risk, high-payout exhibition fights against lesser-known opponents. In their view, it is less about competition and more about maintaining financial momentum and supporting his ongoing lifestyle.